39 times coming into this game, so you know his legs got to be fresh.
Absolutely.
He kicked the last one almost out of the building.
They clobbered the last one. But Sams is such a dangerous kick returner, and Reed is brilliant at blocking kicks. He always has been since he played his college ball in Miami. Low snap. Boomer. And Sams backs all the way inside the 10 to make the fair catch. Advantage, Hunter Smith and the Indianapolis Colts. They lost 12 yards by taking that penalty. The defense playing great so far, and Ed Reed is wired for Sunday night.
He got fear in his heart. I can smell it. Get a little heated down here. Dominate, baby. Let's go. Yeah! Get off the field!
I tell you, I love this guy. I love the guy. But he's like this from the time he hits the field, which is about an hour before the game starts, until about an hour when it's over.
Play action. Bowler.
No.
The Colts say no, and now the officials come in, and one changes his mind and says no. Good job of getting together. And Bowler tried to fit it in there after the play action. Good fake to Jamal Lewis.
He's trying to hit Travis Taylor. Look at this ball. I just watched the ball. Is the catch there? No, the ball's on the ground. I mean, that wasn't even close.
Nice throw, though.
Should have been caught.
Yeah, he put it where he's supposed to.
Draw play, Lewis. And Lewis wrapped up as he crossed the 10. Let's go to Susie.
Well, to echo what Joe said earlier, they expected Kyle Bowler to grow up in a big way this season, and without his weapons, he really had to. Brian Billick called it the perfect storm of injuries. Pro Bowl left tackle Jonathan Ogden out, Todd Heap out, Jamal Lewis, the foundation of the offense, out. And perhaps in terms of developing, I mean, maybe it's a blessing in disguise, because once he got them all back, 4 touchdowns last week, he hadn't thrown 2 his whole career.
And Susie's under pressure here. They're on their feet in Indianapolis on 3rd and long. Bowler underneath. And that will be just enough for a first down to Chester Taylor. Von Hutchins made the tackle.
That's when you know that Kyle Bowler grows up.
That's right.
When the crowd noise is just deafening in here. He sits back and he sees his check down. He's right there. Chester Taylor is there, picks up the first down, and that's all you need to do.
Chester Taylor is a pretty good 3rd down back coming off the bench for Jamal Lewis. Colts show blitz. Back out of it. And Jamal hit by Freeney, shakes him off, and still on his feet. Jamal Lewis, the big guy with great speed, still driving. Boy, is he tough. 46 yards.
This is what you get from a healthy Jamal Lewis. He's missed 4 games, as Susie referenced. 2 through the suspension, 2 through an ankle injury. I would just have to make an assumption right here. I think Jamal Lewis's ankle is just fine.
Hello there. Because of a coin-throwing incident, Roma were forced by UEFA to play 2 Champions League games behind closed doors. I would urge UEFA to look for a different solution if this happens in the future. Playing in an empty stadium does nothing for anyone, least of all the game of football. In trying to get rid of one of the bad apples, Roma were forced to throw out the whole barrel, including the good ones. And this meant that loyal Roma fans had to pay the price. It was also a form of punishment to the Real Madrid players, who had to play the most important game of their season under less than ideal conditions. Real Madrid fans also suffered, and I feel football in general lost out. Football is all about the fans and their passion for their team and the game. Without fans, it becomes a farce. UEFA have to have seen the effect on this game. Surely there must be a better way. What would you like to see done? Let me know. That's what's in the Old Onion Bag this week, and I'm Tommy Smith with a Y.
Simply the finest football on the planet. The top clubs. The elite players. in a quest for the ultimate prize of European football. The UEFA Champions League on ESPN.
We go to the second quarter with the Colts on top of the Ravens 3-0, but Baltimore driving after a great run from Jamal Lewis.
And Baltimore's defense has done an excellent job on Peyton Manning tonight, giving him a lot of different looks, making him think, making his receivers think. Remember, he doesn't call a play in the huddle. Everything he does is communicated at the line of scrimmage, and so the line has to try and figure it out as well as the receivers on the run. And Marvin Harrison hasn't had a ball tonight.
This Colt defense is 29th in the NFL overall, and particularly vulnerable against the run. Chester Taylor comes in, gets near the 30.
All right, here's Jamal Lewis and run. Dwight Freeney, it's great to have speed, but you got to come under control. On the left, there's Dwight Freeney trying to make the tackle. Jamal Lewis breaks it. Now watch at the end of this play. You're going to see Jason David. He also breaks this tackle. He breaks the tackle. Rob Morris is the guy that has to make the play on this thing. Here comes Freeney. You got to be under control, make the tackle. Now look at his legs, the speed and the power.
Lewis is back in. Ricard, the fullback in front of him. Draw play, Jamal Lewis. Room to run. He just lowers his shoulder and hammers into people down to the 25-yard line.
Mike Doss got in there, but you got to know that Mike Doss is only hitting him just to try and stop his momentum. Because, I mean, look, the numbers. I mean, there's a guy who's missed a lot of time. He's at 753 with his yards. He runs with such unbelievable power, and then you put the speed that he has on top of it. A rare combination in this league.
He already has 8 carries for 75 yards, and this is the way Brian Billick wanted his team to come out here in Indianapolis. Lewis again. This time Doss comes up and got him before he got much momentum going. Thornton and Gardner were also there.
Field goal team.
Good job.
It really is. I tell you what, we knew we were going to see great defense from the Ravens. But I'll tell you what, take a look at what this Colts defense has done so far in this game. They've done a great job.
This will be a 42-yard field goal try from Matt Stover.
Wow.
And we're tied at 3. To the delight of the Ravens sideline. Peyton Manning takes over when we come back.
Is back in the game as the running back. But Penn Stater gets the ball. Johnson inside the 30, down the sideline he goes, and Larry Johnson goes all the way.
He can be a fine player. He's a 6'11" junior. How about that play? I said they can finish above the rim. Shannon Brown may be able to do that as well as anybody in college basketball.
Roll-up throws, that's caught. Now a little trickery here, but the ball is loose, and it's picked up by Kansas City, and Kawika Mitchell is going to go all the way to the end zone.
Back from South Africa last week. Watch this ball spin back now. Whoa. Swish.
How about that?
The classic teams, the classic moments, the classic rivalries. Join us as we relive the most historically renowned matches in the history of the game. The history of cricket continues with the classic matches. Wednesday on ESPN.
ESPN Sunday Night Football, brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39. Radio Shack, you've got questions, we've got answers. Campbell's Chunky Soup, with big chunks of meat and veggies that fills you up right.
And Mazda, always the soul of a sports car.
Tonight's aerial coverage brought to you by Budweiser as we get ready for Christmas. And we would like to wish you the most beautiful of holidays this year.
Send our best out to our troops all over the world as well for a holiday season.
Dominic Rhodes, 2 yards deep. He'll bring it out across the 20 to the 21. Morrow brings him down. Harold, good position on special teams. Peyton and company back in a moment.
It's crunch time for the NFL on ESPN. The world champion New England Patriots try to improve to 13-1 when they take on their division rival Miami Dolphins. Patriots Dolphins live tonight on ESPN.
Colts tonight had a streak broken. They had scored a first quarter touchdown for 7 straight ball games, but that Ravens defense, led by Ray Lewis and company, held them without one here tonight. And Lewis, with that sprained wrist, is back in the ball game. Marvin Harrison taken down at the 28-yard line.
This Raven defense has done an excellent job on Peyton Manning tonight. I spoke to Jack Del Rio, the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I asked him, because they play the Colts twice in the division, and he said if you can get to Manning early and disrupt his rhythm and timing and make him start to throw the ball away and run around, it really creates problems the rest of the game for him. And so far, the Raven defense has done that.
2nd and 2. Edgerrin James tries to take it outside. These guys are so quick. As Will Demps made that tackle, it's so difficult to get outside.
I can tell you what's coming real soon from the Colts. They're going to have to throw the ball deep down the field, because you're seeing a lot of safeties making tackles. You're seeing corners up around the line of scrimmage. He's going to have to take some shots down the field to back this secondary off. Deion Sanders is covering Brandon Stokely in the slot to Peyton Manning's left, so keep an eye on that.
3rd and short from the shotgun.
Here they come.
And there's the throw to the sideline. Harrison makes a spin move and gets to midfield, and Peyton Manning has just gone over the 4,000-yard mark again. The 6th straight season, an NFL record.
There they are. That's Marvin Harrison right there at the top. What you're going to see happen is Peyton Manning, he sees them, everybody at the line of scrimmage. He's going to throw to Marvin's back shoulder. This ball is out before Marvin Harrison ever turns around. That's the kind of effort these guys put in the offseason. That's why it works during the season.
Harrison just signed a huge contract extension. Edgerrin not even back to the line of 6 straight times over 4,000 yards. Now, Dan Marino did it 6 times, but that was over the course of his career.
Well,
Peyton has done it 6 times in a row.
In places that Tom Moore has coached, okay? He's had 5 guys do it. So as long as Tom Moore's the coordinator, guys are looking at 4,000+ yards.
And Tom Moore was the quarterback coach at the University of Minnesota and recruited Tony Dungy to play for him there. Manning, and dropped by Stokely.
He got
right
offside.
in the breadbasket. That was a free play for Peyton Manning because it looked like the Ravens were easily offside.
Offside. Defense. Number 95. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Check in with Susie.
Mike, talking to Ed Reed before the game, he said the challenge with Peyton is he knows exactly what he wants to do and what you want to do. So forget disguising. You have to be disciplined. He's got the great pump fake, the play action. He said he saw something totally different on film this week than he'd ever seen. And he's played quarterback himself. He says you can't get the usual jump, just be patient, and they've got him in check.
And Susie, they are trying to come from every conceivable angle with every possible combination to confuse Peyton Manning. And this one's incomplete, intended for Wayne. He was covered by Baxter.
You just get the sense that Peyton is a little out of sync. I mean, everything's a little bit quicker. The routes have to be sharper. You get the sense that his pace is up, and that's not something I think is very good for this offense. They run it at a nice pace, but he seems like he's up higher now.
You don't think this defense is causing that pace to speed up?
I think that's what it is.
You are
so right, wise one.
When they're blitzing as much as they're coming, they're sending a lot of people, man.
From a lot of different places, as Susie mentioned.
They have 8 men at the line of scrimmage right now, make it 9. Manning behind Harris, and he was covered by McAllister.
Boy, I'll tell you what, if you look down that field, the coverage was absolutely superb all the way along the line. Manning had no place to throw the football. Here's McAllister. Take a look at this. Marvin Harris, he's playing to the inside. Marvin never even saw the ball go by his head.
He doesn't
never sees it.
And McAllister doesn't even turn around. These corners and safeties have decided to take covering these receivers on their shoulders and make it their one mission.
Hunter Smith to punt to B.J. Sams. Sams immediately signals for a fair catch and makes it at the 13. 33-yard punt, no return. Ed Reed and company doing a spectacular job.
ESPN presents the best of Friday night fights. With 3 years as the IBF Cruiserweight champion, undefeated The City Hero was ready for his 6th title defense when he faced an experienced Jorge Castro. Friday on ESPN.
Simply the finest football on the planet. The top clubs. The elite players. In a quest for the ultimate prize of European football. The UEFA Champions League on ESPN.
Hello there from Derek Ray and Tommy Smith here on the set of ESPN SoccerNet Press Pass. We always enjoy dipping into the mailbag and reading what you have to say. Keep those questions coming in, espnsoccernet.com, and look for the Press Pass link. Our 2 questions come from Nigeria this week, Tommy. First one from Ogwe Jofor. He asks for your reaction to Enyimba's victory in the African Champions League final and about their prospects in Japan come the World Club Championship next year.
I thought they were very impressive. They were really impressive, especially when the pressure was on. And this is something that's going to stand to them. They were under a lot of pressure. They'll certainly be one of the teams to beat next year.
Question 2 from Adeyemoye. Will Chelsea be crowned Premiership champions?
Well, right now, after what happened last weekend, you would have to feel that Chelsea are definitely favourites, but they're going to come under a lot of pressure in the new year.
Thanks, Tommy. We want to hear what you have to say. Keep those emails coming in. ESPNsoccernet.com is the website. And as always, look for the Press Pass link.
Right now, the Baltimore Ravens have the 2nd wild card slot. They will hold on to that tonight regardless, but they are being chased by Jacksonville, Denver, and Buffalo, and trying to get some breathing room. A win here in Indianapolis would take Brian Billick and company to 9-5. Lewis dragged down at the 17-yard line, and this is the kind of slugfest that the Ravens wanted in this game.
I'll tell you one thing you better not do with Lewis is going off, Jamal, and he was limping on the last time when he left the field, and he looks like he's limping on this time. But the one thing about him, you cannot give him that much room to the outside, because as big as he is, he's still as fast as anybody they have in their secondary.
Well, he's been limping to an 8.4-yard average. Chester Taylor has replaced him, and Taylor smeared as he got back to the original line of scrimmage. Rob Morris, the middle linebacker, led the charge.
The difference between Chester Taylor and Jamal Lewis as a running back, if you don't block everybody, that's fine. He's going to run over a couple of people. With Chester Taylor, you better block everybody up front and then give him a chance to get into the secondary and make some moves. Right now, with the clock running down, the Ravens are trying to figure out how many offensive linemen they have in the huddle. Now Kyle Bowler has to waste a timeout.
Well,
they get the timeout with 8:54 to go in the half.
My mind's a mess and my heart's in a party mood. Little girl, I'm really been thinking. We can dance all night if that's all right by you. Little girl, we're in a party mood.
Is back in the game as the running back. The Penn Stater gets the ball. Johnson inside the 30, down the sideline he goes, and Larry Johnson goes all the way.
He can be a fine player. He's a 6'11" junior. How about that play? I said they can finish above the rim. Shannon Brown may be able to do that as well as anybody in college basketball.
Roll up throws, that's caught. Now a little trickery here, but the ball is loose, and it's picked up by Kansas City, and Kawika Mitchell is going to go all the way to the end zone.
Back from South Africa last week. Watch this ball spin back now.
Swish. How about that?
Colts defense holding its own in a 3-3 tie. It's been the offense surprise that has been a problem tonight. And the Ravens, 3rd and long from inside their own 20.
They haven't gone to Todd Heap yet.
This will take him out to the 28 for a first down. Kevin Johnson, the veteran who they picked up from Jacksonville this year, makes his first catch.
That's the second big 3rd down pickup by Kyle Bowler. Just getting the ball quickly out of his hand. Not holding it around. Jonathan Ogden does a nice job of running Freeney around. And Kevin Johnson with the pickup gets down, picks up the first down.
Bowler, bootleg.
Oh, hello.
What a shot on Taylor by Harper. Came up from the corner and drilled him.
I tell you, this is such a wonderful tackle. You know, Nick Harper is a corner, number 25, and you don't get this many shots. And then all of a sudden you have a guy coming out and he doesn't see you. And Kyle Bowler, watch it. He bootlegs out to the outside. Now watch. You know, when you're not being seen, it's easy to sneak up and whack somebody.
Taylor Up to the 39. That will be another first down. Mike Doss makes the tackle. And every time the Ravens get a first down, the coaching staff smiles because that means Peyton can't get on the field and get the football.
You got to figure it's another 2 minutes, minute and a half to 2 minutes that you're going to have the football and Peyton Manning is not. Plus what you're doing is you're continuing to change field position. Jamal Lewis in the pits getting one of his tires worked on. Retiring.
Taylor, nice cutback. And picks up nearly 10 yards until Nick Harper can make a tackle from the left corner.
You know what you do when you look at this football team, the Ravens, does their offense play like their defense? I mean, they attack you just like the defense. I mean, they are physical. You take a look. When these guys get the football, Chester Taylor, Jamal Lewis, when these guys run with the ball, they run with authority. And I'm going to tell you, you get that from your defense.
Plus, they outweigh the defensive line of the Colts by about 50 pounds a man.
Jamal Lewis back in, takes it to midfield, has another first down.
Now, if you're going to control the game like this, if you're Brian Billick and this is the formula that you're looking for, the closer you get, you have to take a shot somewhere. But if you're going to get down into the red zone, you've got to put 7 points up because you just don't know how long you're going to hold Peyton Manning down.
The Colts as a team have now rushed for 100 yards in the first half.
And I always think when you have a running team like the Ravens are doing now,
or the Ravens,
the best play to run a pass play on is first down. Hello. First down.
And Bowler throws it wide of Travis Taylor.
Really the first bad throw he's made. I talked to Jim Fossil before the ball game, and Jim said the thing that he is most impressed with about Kyle Bowler is the way that he had handled the adversity in the early part of the year without Todd Heap. And we showed all the people that were missing. Travis Taylor was out. You've got a rookie in Clarence Moore trying to adjust to the offense. He took all the criticism and all the heat and never wavered. He said he really showed a lot of mental toughness early in the year.
The former Giants head coach serving as a consultant this year for the Ravens. Jamal Lewis on the delay down to the Baltimore 43.
See why it's easy to pass on first down, because on second down you got Jamal Lewis who can pick up 7 yards. You don't have to worry too much about it. But watch him get in the hole. He sees the hole open, and he's got a bad ankle, but it doesn't matter. Watch him just avoid people and get up in that hole. And once he knows he's going to get hit, he doubles that ball up.
This will be the 10th play of a drive that has already eaten 5 minutes off the clock.
I think you can throw it right up top to Todd Heap.
Chester Taylor. He bounced forward. They're going to mark it all the way back at the 42. So he is a full 2 yards shy of a first down.
Well, I'll tell you what, he came out of there. Chester Taylor, everybody was there, and Chester Taylor came out on the other end. But they marked him down at the 42-yard line, and they had to get to the 40.
Well, remember we talked to Brian Billick on. Brian Billick was so fired up for this ball game. The challenge, obviously, going against Peyton Manning, but also to keep his team in the playoff race, just has him pumped for this one.
Manning trying to warm up the arm for his next opportunity, and Sastaville nearly hit the roof. With that one, they'll let it go, and the Ravens are all over it as it kicks sideways out of bounds at the 10. A 33-yard kick, no return, but another marker.
During the kick, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 99. Foul will be penalized at the end of the kick. First down, Indianapolis.
It's only a 5-yard penalty.
Brad Scioli. Ed Reed wired for Sunday night.
We're giving it to him early. We're giving it to him early. You know what I'm saying? We let them get to the 50, then we clamp them down. Let's not get ourselves tired. Let's ball on them right now, man. Do what we do, man.
Do what you do. That's exactly what this defense has done. They're aggressive. Brian Billick talked about it. Mike Nolan, when I talked to him today, talked about it. We want to be physical. We want to give them different looks. We want to play our game. That's what you constantly hear from the Ravens, our game. So far, for Brian Billick's team, it's been his game. It's the defense playing tough and running the football.
Ed Reeves is saying, all right, let's do 3 and out. Now, you're talking about Peyton Manning now. But that's their goal. Let's get off the field. Let's not get tired. Don't let them tire us out.
Remember, he only needs 2 touchdown passes to tie Dan Marino's record.
Sparse first half numbers right now for Peyton. Mungro is in there with Edgerrin James.
Look at the movement of the defensive line and secondary and linebacker. That's Deion Sanders up on the line on the right.
James. They stretch it out, and Edgerrin James back out near the 10.
That was Deion Sanders that went flying in there to take the block. Old number 37, who's 37.
He'll get you for that.
Well, you know, he is, okay, not old.
Well, he put his age on his jersey.
Yeah, he wants the world to know how old he is just because he can play that good. And he's right.
3:49 and counting here in the first half. Blitz again, Manning underneath, and Dallas Clark got his hands up, but too late, and the ball whistled right past him.
You know what this is really doing? You know, Joe, it talks about you got Manning looking at these guys moving around. Now you've got to make offensive calls. Normally you're going to block the guy in front of you. Then they start moving a whole lot of people out, and there's gaps. There's not people in front of you. Now it questions the line. It makes the lineman question, where am I supposed to go?
And you can do it on the road because the crowd's going to be quiet for the Colt offense. So you can communicate as much as you want as a defense.
Third down, Manning from the shotgun. Pressure coming. Running for his life in the end zone. This pass is short of Stokely, and they'll have to punt again. Well, the Colts will now punt for the 4th straight possession.
Peyton Manning on the run is nowhere near what he is in the pocket. He's a pocket passer. You get him outside. He doesn't like to throw the ball up the field this way. He's going to protect it, and he just doesn't do this. But you look at the pressure coming in. Dallas Thomas comes on in and puts a lot of pressure on him.
Well, had you told Brian Billick that this would be a 3-3 game with 3:33 to go in the first half, he would have been absolutely delighted. Tony Dungy would have been very upset. B.J. Sams from his own 39 and swarmed under there. A 51-yard punt, a 1-yard return. The offensive star for the Colts so far has been Hunter Smith, the underused punter who has had just a tremendous night.
Well, you know what? We knew that the Ravens were going to play defense like they're playing defense. They're going to come after Peyton Manning, and they've confused them a little bit. They're going to have to work on some things at halftime. Yep. But I'm really surprised at how well the defense for the Colts are playing.
Well, they have played well, but again, you're talking about a football team, the Ravens, that want to run the football. They're not a big play team, so they're not going to put those big numbers up and the big plays against this defense anyway.
Bowler wants to throw on first down, deep down the middle to Taylor, and he has it at the 27-yard line. They burnt him right in the middle of the defense for 33.
Sure. What did I say? The best down to throw is what?
First down.
What did you also say? That they've done a good job of slowing this offense down. Nice job. Again, the play action sets it up. Remember, Tony Dungy, we talk about the cover 2 defense. That means that the corners are up, the safeties are responsible for one half of the field on either side, which means that the middle of the football field is vulnerable if the middle linebacker doesn't get back and protect it.
Bowler again. Sidearms this one and almost intercepted as it's tipped. Corey Bird had a shot at it.
Darnell Dinkins.
Oh, he was
should have caught it.
Well, the ball is thrown a little bit behind. Oh, but Darnell, come on. Darnell Dinkins, how many times did he throw the ball to him anyway? Take a look at Darnell Dinkins coming out across the field. There is nobody around him. Bowler just has to lay it out in front of him, but he throws it behind.
Got to make that catch.
I know you got to make it. But they could have made it a lot easier.
It's not an easy game.
Jamal Lewis to the 26. Lewis with those little chop steps until he sees where he wants to go, and then he has that burst. And they can take it down to the 2-minute warning without snapping it again, and that's what Bowler wants to do.
The Baltimore Ravens have totally dominated and controlled this football game. Peyton Manning's going to spend the entire halftime talking to Tom Moore and trying to figure out just a few things that'll work. I still believe they've got to take some shots down the field if you're the Colts. You've got to get them away from the line of scrimmage.
We have reached the 2-minute warning. It's 3-3 in Indianapolis.
Hello there. Because of a coin-throwing incident, Roma were forced by UEFA to play 2 Champions League games behind closed doors. I would urge UEFA to look for a different solution if this happens in the future. Playing in an empty stadium does nothing for anyone, least of all the game of football. In trying to get rid of one of the bad apples, Roma were forced to throw out the whole barrel, including the good ones. And this meant that loyal Roma fans had to pay the price. It was also a form of punishment to the Real Madrid players who had to play the most important game of their season under less than ideal conditions. Real Madrid fans also suffered, and I feel football in general lost out. Football is all about the fans and their passion for their team and the game. Without fans, it becomes a farce. UEFA have to have seen the effect on this game. Surely there must be a better way. What would you like to see done? Let me know. That's what's in the All Onion Bag this week, and I'm Tommy Smith with a Y.
3 minutes of punishment. 10 rounds of action. And sometimes you can describe them as the best rounds of the year. We're searching through our collection and choosing what we consider to be the best of Friday night fights. Every week, only on ESPN.
Yes, it's the 2-minute warning in the first half, and it's only 3-3. This would only be the second time all year that Peyton Manning had been held without a touchdown pass in the first half.
Craig Kelly, their PR guy, came up before the game, Joe, and he said he was telling us about how many games that Peyton Manning has thrown 3 touchdown passes in the first half.
He'd be happy with 1 tonight.
Here comes Freeney.
Nobody blocked Freeney.
How does the leading sacker in the NFL get a free run?
I mean, there was just nobody. Jonathan Ogden is out on that side, and Jonathan Ogden is very upset. But take a look at Freeney. I mean, there was a tight end in there. The tight end leaves, and there's no way that Jonathan Ogden can get back out that fast to get Dwight Freeney. Not a man with that much speed.
Well, and that takes them out of field goal range.
Talk about communication. Boy, Brian Billick is hot.
And you just can't imagine that the all-pro left tackle was the one who made that mistake.
Keep in mind, the Indianapolis Colts are in the playoffs. The Baltimore Ravens are fighting for their life. So every play is huge in this game for the Ravens. And when you get negative plays, it's even bigger.
Jonathan Ogden, there was a tight end to his outside. You see it? Look at Jonathan Ogden. First of all, he's going inside. And I don't know if he thought the tight end was supposed to at least check Freeney or not, but he's not going to stop him. But the thing about it is no one even slowed him down.
When Todd Heap released, it didn't look like he was checking anybody. He looked like he was going off on the route.
I agree with you. I'm just saying, I don't know if Jonathan Ogden thought that Heap was maybe supposed to stay, pick up that guy, or get a piece of him anyway. But man, Freeney came down the line of scrimmage, and there's no way you leave him alone.
Like he was shot out of a cannon.
Now Zastadil to punt on 4th and a mile. They could have tried a 52-yard field goal, but they certainly don't want to give Manning field position. And this one will be stopped at the 1. Tremendous job by B.J. Sams. A kick of 34 down at the 1. Let's go to Susie.
Well, what a battle it's been between Dwight Freeney and Jonathan Ogden. Talking to Ogden before the game, he said, hey, he knows Freeney is a small guy, but so fast, and this environment really helps. Comes around the corner so fast, he says, I got to get my hands on his little butt before he hits top speed. He's wiggly, he's spastic, but yet in control. Got to get him blocked, and man, has that been a problem tonight. For Freeney, it's all about that leverage, and he is stronger than people think.
Boy, he really dips that shoulder and gets in there, but that was simply an assignment mistake.
And he's the only defensive lineman to go to the Pro Bowl for Tony Dungy in the last 15 years.
Colts with a conservative call. A flag is down as Edgerrin James picks up 4. Coming up the Toyota halftime show, Chris Berman will be along with the fastest 3 minutes in television, his halftime heroes, and T.O. injured. That's all coming up on the Toyota halftime show.
You don't take this penalty here. You have 2 timeouts. The Ravens, I mean, what are you going to penalize them? Half the distance? Make it 2nd down. He only gained about 1.5 yards. I don't understand that.
Elected to decline the penalty.
There you go. Thank you.
2nd down.
It just takes them a little while to hear you. Your voice has to carry down there, Paul.
They moved the ball very well on that first drive, 65 yards. Since then, they have totaled in 4 drives, only 68.
You see, as Peyton Manning communicates, Ray Lewis does the same thing.
James, student body right. Taken out of bounds up around the 8, and Hartwell got a shot that some of the Colts thought was late on Edgerrin James.
Mike, those are 2 free timeouts for the Baltimore Ravens. There's a penalty on the Colts. They refused it. So
and
that's
out of bounds.
They still have 2 timeouts remaining, and then Edgerrin James runs out of bounds.
Now, does Peyton Manning want to throw it here to try and pick up the 1st down? That's, I think the question is, does Peyton take the chance to put it in the air? And if he does, it'll probably be play action if he does try.
Now we got movement that's going to move him back. This has gotten ugly.
The snap, false start, offense, number 71, half the distance to the goal, 3rd down.
That's Ryan Deem, the right tackle, an uncharacteristic of the Colts.
It is, but look at back and forth. See Peyton Manning doing a bunch of signaling. Now there's Ray Lewis pointing out to different people. I think Ray is just mimicking me at this point because he's really not talking to anybody in particular. He's just pointing at Edge and pointing down the line.
So Edge, you're getting the ball, and I'm going to tackle you.
But it's like Peyton does. You don't know whether he's telling somebody to do something or just kidding you.
This moves it back to the 3, where it's 3rd and a long 7. Manning throwing out of the end zone, has it complete, but only out to the 7-yard line, and the Ravens will use a timeout as Marvin Harrison tackled in his tracks, and they'll have to punt.
Boy, the Ravens should get good field position unless Hunter kicks us another one out of the building, but they should get good field position with over a minute to go.
And then 1 more timeout left.
And I'll just make an observation. I don't believe that Jonathan Ogden is going to be surprised by anything Dwight Freeney does the rest of this football game. I think he's got to take it up a notch.
Well, that was really good.
So you're moving closer to him, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Peyton only 9 out of 18 in the first half.
That doesn't deserve a move.
I didn't boo it. I just said that was really good.
Well, you just can't say enough about this Raven defense and the job they have done confusing Peyton Manning.
Well, what B.J. Sams has got to get back deep enough so this ball doesn't go over his head like this.
Beautiful kick again. Sams back to the 37, trying to get to the far side. Got a wall out there and just tripped up as he got to midfield after a 55-yard punt. Let's check in with Susan.
Mike, doesn't look like the Ravens are interested in seeing history tonight. They are back intact and healthy. Jamal Lewis already rumbling for 90 yards. He is the foundation of this offense. Meantime, the Ravens defense, well, they almost never give up the big play and holding true. Peyton seems to be off his game, but he still managed to hit 4,000 yards for the 6th time.
And Susie, Paul brought up a great point. That Colts defense, much maligned, has done a heck of a job in the first half to hold this to 3-3.
And if you're the Ravens, you want to hit the middle of this football field.
Bowler, pressure from behind, dumps it to Chester Taylor. And Taylor trying to get to the outside. Dragged down. They're going to not give him a clock stoppage at the 39-yard line. It looked like his forward progress was taking him out of bounds.
But Kyle Bowler can ground this because they did get the first down.
Well, I tell you, this is heads-up play by Kyle Bowler. I mean, to get the ball to Chester Taylor, he knows here comes Freeney on the outside. He just steps up, but he knows if he runs with the ball and they tackle him, they're going to have to take a timeout. So what he does is give it to Taylor. All right, here's Ogden again on Freeney. He's got his hands at his throat, and he pushes him right by the quarterback. Now, I'll tell you what the problems that Freeney is causing, because Kyle Bowler is seeing him in his eyes, and that's it. Yeah, he is, and it's making him move.
Bowler from the shotgun. Looked like Ogden started early that time.
Snap. False start. Offense, number 75.
And he did.
5-yard penalty.
We're seeing two great players. Jonathan Ogden really concerned about Dwight Freeney, and Peyton Manning really concerned with a lot of movement by the Baltimore Raven defense. There you see Ogden sort of lean back a little bit. And Freeney says it was him.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something. The defensive tackle was in a neutral zone, and that's what made Jonathan Ogden move.
Bowler too high for more.
But Freeney was there again.
I know. He stays back there.
Oh.
You know what? If I were Jonathan Ogden, I may just back up a little bit and wait on him. Because he's going to get back to the quarterback anyway.
Well, you know, that's part of the rule change they made again for offensive linemen. You can go a little bit further back, but you can't go back past the belt of what would amount to be the center.
Look at Jonathan. He's cheating as much as he can.
Bowler throws a line drive, and this one is picked off by Mike Doss. Doss in the Ravens territory, but only 13 seconds to go in the half. It's a return of 32 yards, the second interception this year for Doss.
But it could be enough to get Peyton Manning's Colts in position to attempt a field goal. He threw the same pass the play before, and it just sails on him. What happens is Clarence Moore does not come out of the break and run into the hole. He just stops and